Hello Glamour Ghouls and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Midge Munster and on this channel we do all things campy, kooky, glamorous, and spooky. Today is a much overdue video that I am super excited to share with you. After I had the opportunity to go to the flagship store for Spirit Halloween this past summer, I had a whole bunch of you messaging me, commenting, asking, what did you get from Spirit? What did you get from Spirit? And if you are perceptive, you have probably noticed that up to this point I have not yet shown anything in my hauls from Spirit Halloween. And now you're going to get to see all of those things in today's video. This video is brought to you by Spirit Halloween. It has been such a pleasure to work with Spirit this year. The folks over there are so kind. The experience at the flagship store, I don't know that we've really sat and talked about it yet on the channel, like really talked about how amazing that experience was other than in that video, but that was hands down one of the coolest experiences of my life. I'm sure so many of you feel the same way, but like I know that it is Halloween when a Spirit Halloween opens. Like I feel that rush of serotonin and excitement the first time I get to walk into a Spirit every year. And when I started this channel, I kept thinking like, okay, 2-3 years down the road, maybe I'll get an opportunity to work with them. So it's been an absolute dream to get to work with them this year. And they were kind enough to let me kind of do my Midge's picks from the items at Spirit this year, and now I get to share that with all of you and show you my haul. I don't even know where to start. I'm so excited. But before we get started today, I want to remind you that if you are not already, please do subscribe to the channel before you leave today. I am putting out tons of spooky content right now, so if you are a Halloween lover, you are definitely going to want to stay tuned. And be sure to hit that bell notification so you know when I post a new video. So without further ado, let's jump into the Spirit Halloween Haul 2021. The first things I want to show you are actually some items that were gifted to me at the flagship store, like when I was there. If you've been a subscriber for a little bit, you might have joined me last year on my quest to find all the vintage Halloween masks. I was very, very excited when Spirit released this kind of vintage Halloween line last year, and they've expanded on that even more this year. So I was able to find the masks I was looking for last year, but they did gift me this year some of the new Halloween masks, and I'm really excited to add these to my collection. The first one that I think a lot of people will be excited about is this vintage grinning black cat mask. This is such an awesome, just really cool vintage looking mask. I love this piece. I think it is just so classically spooky. Like this reminds me of old Halloween cards and like the old Beisel cutouts. So cool. I'm not usually much of a black cat person, but I will actually be using this piece in my decor because I really like it. It's so vintage and spooky. So this is very cool. And in case you're wondering, this is different than the black cat mask they had last year. So I also got this vintage little pumpkin man mask, which if you got the black cat last year, it was more this style and it matched this guy. So this one is new. But I love this little vintage pumpkin man. You know I love pumpkin people. Very cute. I like that this one's a little more like 40s. Like it looks like the old kind of paper mache masks, whereas these kind of look more like the 60s, late 50s, early 60s vacuform masks. This looks very like folk art, 40s, like creepy Halloween, which I love. And then the last one is this skeleton mask with these kind of like neon type colors. Like I think this would look really cool under a black light if you do black light stuff for your Halloween decor. It's called the Vintage Phantom Skull Mask is the actual name of the product. I like this because again, it very much reminds me of like old Ben Cooper, and a little bit of like that 80s, 90s nostalgia too, just with the color palette. It looks kind of like late 70s. So we kind of have like different eras of Halloween represented here, which I really like. I feel like it kind of takes us on a journey through Halloween's past. And all of these masks are $12.99, which I think is a really great price because they make amazing wall decor, which I mean, that's a pretty cheap price for really cool wall decor. I love to hang these around the mirror above my bar. They're also really cool if you have a Halloween tree. This is a really cool way to decorate a spooky tree as well. And of course they did still bring back the like vampire, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and Mummy this year as well. So if you missed out on those last year, definitely grab those. They're so cool. Additionally, as a part of that vintage line, which they have expanded this year to include some other pieces, some hanging characters, they also did these really cool dolls that I'm obsessed with. So here's this guy. I love this piece so much. It is a vintage style Wolfman doll, and the coolest part is that it has sound effects. So it's got really cool vintage sound effects and just a very cool vintage style of doll. Like I remember my mom having these from when she was a kid. Like they're kind of a rag doll everywhere except the hands and the head are hard, and the paint job on it's just really well done, very vintage, very spooky. So I got the Wolfman, and then also they have another vintage doll friend, which is the vintage creepy clown. Trigger warning if you are not a clown person, because I am gonna get him real up close in the camera here. But here is our clown doll friend. Love, again, his mask and his hat. It's just that old, vintagey, creepy Halloween. And he also has a sound effect that I have not heard yet, so let's experience that together.
I was made for fun. Come on, let's go.
So he's not like a scary sound effect. It's almost creepy because it's very just like, hey kids.
I'm the happiest clown on earth. Here to be your best friend. Yup.
Are you sure? I love these pieces. I think this was a really cool addition to that vintage line this year, and I really do think these are going to end up being collectibles at some point, so I would grab them while you can. These are $24.99 a piece, and this was a really cool, unique piece from Spirit that I was surprised to see. Like, I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. That's different, and I've never seen anything like that. So, good job, Spirit. I love these pieces, and I think y'all should grab them if you're vintage collectors, or if you just have an affinity for like old, creepy Halloween. Like, that's such a good addition, especially since true vintage Halloween is so hard to come by, and like when you do find it, people like jack up the prices on it. There's bidding wars. These masks and those dolls and the different vintage pieces from Spirit are a really cool way to get that feel without having to hunt or pay the price for true vintage Halloween. Okay, I suppose now we will move into what is sure to be the longest portion of this video, which is the Beetlejuice stuff. If you know me at all, you know I'm a huge Tim Burton junkie. I'm a huge Beetlejuice fan. One of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. You can see my little Beetlejuice display up here. I love it so much. So I was very excited that Spirit had an even bigger array of Beetlejuice pieces to pick from this year, and I really went in hard. And I got a lot of Beetlejuice stuff. So we're gonna start with this guy. You know I had to get the Sandworm. It's so cute, and it is like posable. Like there's like a kind of a wire thing in there, but not in a way that makes it hard at all. Like it's still very cuddly and plush. This guy was $25, and it's got really good, like they just did a really good job with all the movie details and everything. This makes me really happy. I kept joking with Taylor that I'm gonna like use this as a travel pillow when I go places because it's just perfect. But I've always wanted some kind of Sandworm plushie, so I was really excited to get this, and it's just so cute. They also have really cute Adam and Barbara plushies this year that are them like when they're doing the scary faces for Juno. So very cute licensed plushes. Next Beetlejuice item is this MDF sign. This was an item that the minute I saw it, I was like, I have to have that. It's so good. I love the texture on this. I love that it's like actual, like not painted on, like there's actual furry moss on it and everything. It reminds me of like an amusement park sign, kind of like the stuff you would see out at Disneyland. It's just very like rich looking, and it looks like it's been outside for a long time in a really cool way. The letters are engraved, so there's like actual depth to the letters there. I just think overall this is really a well-made piece, and it looks very, very cool. And for only $29.99 too, I feel like it's a great price. Super, super cute. And it just has this little rope at the top so you could hang it from like a nail. I'm probably gonna put this outside on my porch actually. I just think it's really very, very fun. This next item will probably come as no surprise if you watched my flagship store video, and it is this handbook for the recently deceased crossbody purse. I love this piece so much. I cannot wait to wear it all the time. I swear I mentioned it in that flagship video like 4 times how much I wanted this. It is so cute. So it's just the handbook for the recently deceased, and it has a zipper in like where the pages would be. And inside there's a strap that hooks on to these loops on the back here so that you can wear it like a long bag on your side. And I also love this detail that inside the lining is black and white Beetlejuice stripes. This makes me so happy. I have a handbook brooch that I wear a lot of the time, so this will add some real pizzazz to all my mini Beetlejuice themed outfits. And this one is $24.99. This next item was something I was not really like planning to get originally. Not because I didn't like it, but just because it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know what I would do with that. But then the more I looked at it, I thought, wow, that's really cool. Like I definitely want to get that. So this is this pack of, try to show it to you. There we go. In a way where you aren't getting a reflection of the light. It's this pack of 2 cameos, one of Lydia and one of Beetlejuice, and it does have their names below their cameo, but they're on these kind of mirrored backgrounds in these really pretty frames. And what ended up selling me on these is that they do have a like picture frame stand on the back, so you could put them on a table and they would stand up. I really liked that element because I'm not great about like using decor on walls. I'm just like really bad about hanging up things, and so I liked that I could use these either as hanging items, they do have a hook for a hanger, or as tabletop decor, and they come in a set of 2 for $25. Next is this light up banner. I don't know if you can see the lights that come on above the letters there, but this is like a pennant banner. Sorry, it's so crinkly. You can kind of see it on the packaging there what it looks like. It says it's showtime and has a little Beetlejuice in there. This is $22.99. I love that this lights up. I really, really like that element. I definitely already have big plans for this. Very, very excited. It's got kind of a burlappy texture, and I just love the colors. I love that they did the green and black stripes in the back rather than the black and white. I think it just adds, like it makes it pop a lot with that green playing off the purple. And again, I love that it lights up. I feel like anything that lights up, I'm a fan, because that Miranda actually from Spooky Little Halloween said it perfectly. She called it like the October glow when everything's like lit up in your house. And I love when anything lights up, I'm in. Speaking of lighting up, you know I had to get the Sandworm lights. I was so excited about these. I don't know if you can see him lighten up over here. It's a 10-foot strand, 9-foot with lights, and there are 10 sandworms total on this string of lights. So cute. The detail on them again is just so good. This set is $29.99, and I am so excited to have these. I've actually wanted these at least last year, and I think maybe even Spirit has done these the last 2 years maybe, and I've wanted them for a long time, and it was kind of one of those things where I was like, where am I gonna put them? Like, this was before we had a house. I didn't have like a spooky room that I could keep spooky all year. Now these will definitely be an all year round piece for me. I know exactly where these are going after Halloween. I'm very excited. This was another item that kind of took me by surprise, and it is this set of 2 tea towels. And the first one is this Lydia one that says, I myself am strange and unusual, and it's striped. It has these little black pom-poms across the bottom. I liked this one, but what really sold me on this set is this second one that says, I'm the ghost with the most, and it's Beetlejuice, and I love the bugs, the bug print on this towel I think is so much fun. And it's got purple pom-poms on the bottom. And I really liked that the text is embroidered onto the towel on both of these rather than printed. So it's like really nice. It feels like a heavy tea towel, like a nice quality. And then I just thought the cameos again are really well done. Like you can very much tell who they are supposed to be, which can sometimes be tricky with cameo pieces. So I was really thrilled with these. And this is $14.99 for the set of 2, which I think is a good price. Remember last year we did do Tim Burton in the kitchen, so if we do that again, this would be a very good addition. However, if I do, I've been kind of thinking about maybe doing something in one of my bathrooms, so this could be fun. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm very excited to have them. Now, this was the piece I was most excited to see in the Beetlejuice line this year. I don't know why, it just like, it reached out and grabbed me. And it is this little stand-up sign that is the Dante's Inferno room building. And it's like multi-leveled. Like, I don't know if you can tell on camera how it's multiple layers of like MDF board, and it's just so detailed and fun. Like, and there's depth here in the door. Like, it's just very cool. And it's pretty like hefty, like it's nice. This is $14.99. And I also like on the back, it has a nail hole and a hanger. So you could either hang this on a wall, or it is thick enough that you could just set it as tabletop decor. Either way, this is an awesome piece, and I think we've talked about this before. Like, one of my favorite things in like merchandising is something that is from a movie that unless you know the movie, you're not gonna know what it is. Like, if that makes any sense. So like, obviously most people see a sandworm, they're gonna know that's from Beetlejuice. Now, to be fair, Beetlejuice is on this sign, but I love Dante's Inferno room stuff because like, unless you're a Beetlejuice person, you're not gonna look at this and know it's from Beetlejuice. And so I like that it's kind of that deeper reference into the film that isn't the easiest reference. And not that I don't love the I Myself Am Strange and Unusual stuff, or like the sandworms, or, you know, all that. I love that, but I also really appreciate pieces like this. So I was very excited to see Spirit put this out. So thank you, Spirit, for going with a slightly deeper cut piece of merchandise for those people with a snobby heart like myself. And then the last Beetlejuice piece is a big old beefy boy. It is the Sandworm Greeter. I am so excited about this. I have, again, been kind of interested in purchasing this the last couple years and just hadn't bit the bullet yet. But I'm really excited to have this year. So this is like a sandworm, and it does include the bowl. And so it's like him wrapped around this bowl that you can put candy in. Like, you could put this on your dining room table if you're doing like a Tim Burton dinner party. You could use this as like a centerpiece to put like chips in, or of course the more like traditional purpose, which is just to put some candy in him and have that out for your trick-or-treaters. So here it is all assembled. It is so cool. It's very light, which I was kind of surprised, but I guess actually thinking about it, I appreciate, especially if you were like using it as your candy bowl for your trick-or-treaters. Like, you wouldn't want to carry something really heavy all night, so it's very easily held for a long period of time, which is nice. And the bowl like comes in and out of the sandworm very easily, so you could even use this separately for something if you wanted. Like, if you wanted a very intense and fashionable hat. No, but if you wanted to use this in some other way in your homescape, you definitely could, because the bowl does come out, but the bowl just sits right in there. And I think this is very cool and cute. I like it a lot. We do have a second Spirit video coming your way here later in the month, and this is going to be a part of it, as are some other items from Spirit that you are not going to see in this video. So all I'm going to say is, if you're a Beetlejuice fan, definitely hit subscribe right now. I'll wait, and stay tuned, because I'm so excited. That is all of our Beetlejuice pieces. So now I just have some hodgepodge of pieces that I just liked a lot. First of which is this light up mantle scarf. Here is this, and you can kind of see on the picture, I'll try to get it out as well, but it does have lights in it. Again, I love it when the lighting work is done for me, that's great. And it's a spider web mantle scarf with little spiders running through it. Oh, okay, so the lights are actually separate, so you can just stick them in these holes, like the holes in the mesh. They'll just stick right in there. That's nice too, because if you didn't want the lights, you don't have to use them, but you have the opportunity to, which is awesome too. So here is the design of this. It's really, really pretty. It's this mesh web with little spiders throughout. And I am noticing there are some pretty specific, like if you see like that hole right there, there are some specific spots, or like in the spiders, like those two spiders right there, there are holes right in the middle that look like they're specifically set for the lights to go through, but they also will poke perfectly through any of the holes in this if you wanted to rearrange a bit. It's a nice long scarf, great for a big mantle. I have a very large mantle, so I'm excited to use this. And the light pack is battery powered, so you don't have to worry about finding a place to hook that up or worry about cords showing. I think many of you know I am married to a lighting designer, so we do not like cords showing in this house. So I love these battery powered little packs so you can hide them behind decorations and things and not see like a cord running down from your mantle. I love this. I'm so excited to use it. This is $12.99, which super great price for the lights and the scarf. And the scarf is a really nice heavy mesh, so like I'm not worried about it, like, you know, like your creepy cloth will get like tangled and it'll kind of stretch and tear. This is not going to do that. It feels very like firm in its weave, so that's really nice. I know I'm going to get several good years out of it and not worry about it being ruined every time I put a decoration on it and pull it off and a spider web gets tangled up in it, or, you know, what have you. Next, I have a couple of items from one of my all-time favorite spooky movies. The first is this hanging sign that is from Trick or Treat. I just really liked this illustration. Like, it looks, again, very kind of that 40s vintage type advertisement. And it has the little poison, drowning, claw, or knife, so many ways to take a life, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was the tagline on like the VHS cover of this film when it came out. I've always been kind of weird about having like licensed merch pieces in with my Halloween collection because I try to make it look very crafted and like homemade kind of thing. But I love when I can find pieces like this that look more vintagey and look more old, kind of worn. Like this looks like it could be printed on like brown tea stained poster paper kind of thing. And that helps it, you know, really tie in to the rest of my aesthetic. So this has, you can hang it from this rope, or if you wanted to, there's also a little hook hanger right here that you could hang it and hide the rope behind. And this one is $16.99. Then again, for Trick or Treat, I got the Trick or Treat Lollipop light string. You can kind of see, well, there's so much bright light in here you can't really see that light up, but it does light up really nicely, especially in a dim room. Again, it's 10 feet of lights with 9 lighted feet with 10 lollipops on it, and I'm very excited about this. Again, it's that kind of subtle imagery where it looks like just a spooky lollipop, but it's from a movie. I'm a firm believer that you can never have too many lighting options in your Halloween decor to give it that cozy warm glow. I love that this lights up orange, so it has a very like spooky October feel, and I'm really thrilled to have more Trick or Treat merch in my life. If you watched my clearance, like Halloween clearance hunting video last year, we did Spirit, and I finally got a Sam's lollipop, just like a prop hold one, and I've wanted one for a long time. So I'm really happy to be expanding my lollipop collection with these string lights. Now, kind of in that same vein of what I was just talking about how like I feel weird about licensed merch mixed in with my like vintage stuff. I saw this sign on my walk through the flagship. I knew I had to have it. I just love it so much. And I have never owned a piece of merch from this film franchise before, so this is a big deal. It is this Welcome to Haddonfield like retro tourism sign that says "Have a Knife Day." And it's got Michael up here and his jack-o'-lantern down here. I love this design. I love this design. This is $19.99 and it's got hangers on the back to hang on a wall. It's got, again, some depth to it because this pumpkin is like three-dimensional off of the sign. But I love that they went for this like old billboard, like postcard from visiting Haddonfield in the 50s type vibe. It has very like Palm Springs vibes to me. And so it's spooky, but it's retro. I love the Halloween films. I am so excited for Halloween Kills to come out in just a few short days. And I'm very excited to now own my first ever piece of franchise merchandise. Now, you know, I had to get some Hocus Pocus stuff. Hocus Pocus is a tradition for my family. It came out the year I was born. I love this film. I love Bette Midler. I did get this very cute mug. I know I didn't need another spooky mug, and yet here we are. So it is this very cute kind of cauldron-shaped stoneware mug that says Sanderson Sisters Special Potion, established 1693, and it has the kind of hair silhouettes of the three witches on there. This really cool paint job that looks very like, again, it just looks like a kind of like a campfire mug, like very stone, very pretty. It says $14.99. She is dishwasher and microwave safe, which we love to see. And surprisingly, I don't own a Hocus Pocus mug yet, so I was excited to add this. It's got a nice big handle. I will say I was bummed. Originally, I also wanted the Sanderson like Witch Museum mug that I pointed out in my flagship video, and FedEx broke my mug. So we don't have that one, but we do have this one and I love it. Next, and probably, maybe honestly my favorite thing that I got from Spirit Halloween this year, it is this Old Burial Hill cemetery gate. Little tabletop decor. I loved this the moment I saw it. Again, it's just like, it's that subtle nod to the film without being heavy-handed about it. And probably one of my favorite scenes from the film does take place in the cemetery. I love when they wake up Billy, and nothing to me is like more haunting and beautiful than like a big old cemetery gate. The detail on this is just so good. It's got the witches flying, and then you can see the tombstones and Thackeray Binks and some bats. It's very cool, very spooky, very unique. I've never seen a piece like this from Spirit or anyone. I really love this. This was $24.99 and I can't wait. I have like all the little pop figures from Spirit, like Billy and Winifred, and I have, last year they did like a mini version of Billy's tombstone, just like a tabletop version, so I have that as well to put with this. Very excited to do like a whole Hocus Pocus situation featuring this beautiful, beautiful gate. I have one more wall sign. I went kind of crazy on signage this year, which usually isn't my thing, but I'm really happy with all these pieces that I got. This I was so excited about. It is this Ouija Planchette sign, and it has like glass, or like fake glass. What is that called? No one knows. It has not real shatterable glass in the hole of the planchette. But I love this. I've never seen, I mean, maybe they have. I've never seen them do this for the Ouija line before. And I am so excited. As many of you know, I am doing a very cool, like, woods, witchy, like, very natural woods, natural tones, dining room theme this year. And so this was perfect. And I love the stars and the moon. And I was so excited to see this. My favorite, as much as I love like a Ouija board and how pretty they are, I love the shape of a planchette. I just think there's something very beautiful about them. And so I was very excited to see this and it to be like so large and hangable. Like I love that I can put this on a wall. Anyway, A+ to Spirit and Hasbro for this piece. I really, really love it. And this was $14.99. Okay. We are nearing the end of our haul here. I have two more pieces to show you, and they are both adjacent to my beautiful Madame Leota brooch that I'm wearing here today. This first piece I almost didn't get because, not because I didn't like it, but because like I was having that moment of like, oh, I don't need more of that. Like where am I gonna put them? It is this 4-piece glassware set of the Hitchhiking Ghosts from Haunted Mansion. Again, I cannot express to you how excited I was to see a Haunted Mansion line from Spirit this year. I was so hyped, as I'm sure were many of you. But what is particularly cool about this glass set was pointed out to me by one of the Spirit employees, and I'm so glad he said something, because if I hadn't known, I probably would have passed these up, not realizing. Again, just because like, I was like, oh, like, what am I gonna do with more glasses? Like, I don't need more glasses. I need these glasses. They are literally at an angle. I don't know how well this is reading on camera, but like they are slanted so that the ghosts are literally like leaning and hitchhiking. How funny is that? It's so clever. I love these pieces, and they do have the Haunted Mansion like official on the back of each glass. So it's the 3 hitchhiking ghosts and then 1 glass that says beware of hitchhiking ghosts. I love these so much. I didn't expect to love them so much. These kind of took me by surprise. I'm really, really glad that that nice Spirit employee like pointed it out to me and asked me if I had really looked at these. And I have a feeling these are going to be hard to find. Like, people are going to snap them up. So I'm very, very honored that I have them in my possession. These are hand wash only, just so you know, in case you buy them. Do not put them in the dishwasher. It will take off this lovely design, so don't do that. But yeah, there's those. I think they're so clever. Here's a good look on the back here of all 4 designs. Again, kind of what I was talking about with those vintage dolls, like I feel like these are definitely going to end up being a collector's piece, and I'm really thrilled to have them. They remind me very much of like the Disney plates and glassware and stuff that we would get as kids. You know, you'd have like the Lion King glasses and the Pocahontas glasses. Like this has nostalgia in that way for me, and I'm really excited to have them. Thank you so much. And now we have come to the last item of this haul. I'm so happy to be holding this in my hands. I wanted this piece. This was probably the piece that I walked away after the flagship store thinking the most about, because again, it was just unique and beautiful and really cool, and I loved the sculpt on it. And as you can see, one of my favorite parts of Haunted Mansion is Madame Leota, and so this little trinket box of her is just, I love it so much. It's so beautiful. I'll take this, I've been scared to take this like protective band off until I did this haul, because I didn't want to like accidentally break her. Oh, I forgot to say, those glasses, the set of 4 is $40. And then Miss Leota here is $19.99. So here she is, and this top part comes off, and then you've just got this little trinket box. Honestly, I feel like this is probably going to end up on my vanity being used for like bobby pins and things, but you could use this for all kinds of purposes. You could keep it in your office and put thumbtacks in it, or paper clips, or keep it in your bathroom for your hair ties, or whatever. There are endless uses for this little gal, but it is so beautiful. And the sculpt on her, I mentioned this in the flagship video, but like, she looks very pin-up-y. She looks very vintage. Her little hair rolls and everything. She's just so beautiful, and the color scheme they chose with this bright blue and purple, I just think it's beautiful. And this globe around her is actually glass. It's this very beautiful thin glass piece. So that is why I've been like very delicate with her. I love this piece. I overall thought Spirit just did a really good job with the Haunted Mansion pieces. Everything that they did I thought was just really clever and fun, and I'm so glad to see Haunted Mansion merch outside of Disney, like outside of going to Disney World. Like, I don't mean outside of Disney the company, but like, I feel like you don't see Haunted Mansion merch like out in the wild ever. Like, you don't get it at stores. Like, you just don't really ever get it unless you go to that like haunted mansion shop in the parks. So it's so exciting to see it, like for folks like me in Missouri who don't get to go to Disney like ever, to be able to get a really unique, cool piece of haunted mansion merchandise for your home. Alrighty ghouls, well that is the end of my Spirit Halloween haul for 2021. Thank you so much again to Spirit for sponsoring this video. Thank you for being so wonderful to work with. If y'all would like to check out any of these items, I will be linking them in the description box below. Thank you all so much for watching today. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe before you leave and drop me a comment. Let me know what was your favorite piece from this haul today. What is something you've seen from Spirit this year that you just cannot live without? I would love to know. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I am looking forward to seeing y'all again very soon. And until then, keep it campy, kooky, glamorous, and spooky. Bye!
When ghosts come out to social.